welcome to
Wassup NYCU? This is Tin.
This is Catherine.
In this podcast, we share some interesting facts about our campus in English.
In the campus of NYCU, there are students of various cultural backgrounds and nationalities. Have you ever wondered about the unique experiences and lives they lead?
Today, we invited a special guest from阳明campus to share some of her life experiences here as an international student. Let's welcome Atiqah. Yeah. Can you briefly introduce yourself?
大家好, hello everyone, I'm Atiqah from Malaysia. I am a current student here at NYCU and I study under the Institute of Pharmacology.
What motivated you to choose Taiwan for your PhD studies?
I'm always excited about meeting new people, discovering new places and understanding others' culture that are different from mine. So even before I finished my master's study in Hungary, I knew I wanted to pursue my study overseas again. Therefore, I started to find labs related to my field, and that's when I found out about NYCU in Taiwan. Back to the question why I choose Taiwan. When I read about Taiwan, I get to know that Taiwan is well known for research and innovation. It has high education levels, good healthcare system, and Taipei is one of the top cities in the world for the expats. I have a lot more to list why I chose Taiwan to pursue my study. But lastly, if I may add, I also really like bubble tea. And that's also another reason why I chose to study in Taiwan. Yeah.
Okay, I guess no one can resist the temptation of bubble tea. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about your life here. So, how long have you been here and what do you find most appealing or enjoyable about Taiwan or Taipei?
It has been 4 months now since I first arrived and lived in Taiwan. Since I do not speak Chinese, I am mainly thankful first for the people. I think people in Taiwan are very kind and respectful. Secondly, I love nature. I love there are many places I could go for hiking, parks for chilling, beaches and waterfall. And third, I also love there are many night markets we can go for food hunting here.
Yeah, and I love nature too, and I guess that's why we met each other. Atiqah and I went on a trip to Shifen to watch the waterfall and release sky lanterns. The trip's intention was to help international students get to know Taiwan better.
That sounds great. So, can you share a little bit more about the activities you engaged in, like with Taiwanese local people or community or students? Like, what have you done and how you feel about that? How does it impact your overall experience here?
Firstly, since I spend most of my time in the lab, I would say I mostly engage with the local students and lab assistants in my lab to discuss about our experiments. I love how everyone is open and to give opinion and listen to suggestions. I think this is important to grow as a student and very good for the research findings. Aside for academics, I've also joined a few activities organized by the university. We go for a few trips where they show us interesting places in Taiwan. One time we go to Pingxi Old Town.
Yeah.
I get to learn about the lantern releasing culture where we get to write our wishes on the lantern before we release them to the sky, as Catherine mentioned earlier. I also joined a trip to Musa Tea Farm. I get to learn about how different types of tea were produced and the significance of tea drinking in the Taiwanese culture.
Yeah, that sounds very fun, and even myself, maybe I don't know that. But yeah, and I'm really curious about, after spending 4 months at Yangming campus, how would you describe your living experiences here? Have you noticed any differences compared to your previous living experiences in Malaysia?
For now, I'm still trying to figure things, make more friends, getting to know the cultures in Taiwan. I love how Yangming University always organize events so that we international students get to mingle with the local students and make new friends. For me as a Muslim, probably the most distinct aspect would be related to the food because we can only eat halal meat, for example. I am still not sure how to explain what is halal meat when asked. It was also new to me that the vegetarian shops here uses the weighing system. So yeah, probably the most distinct aspect of my everyday life back in Malaysia and here in Taiwan would be related to the food.
Okay, so here I sort of Google the definition of halal meat. In case our audience don't know what it is, it basically means the process or the preparation of the meat have to adhere to the Islamic law. It has to meet certain criteria.
I think some of the restaurants in Taiwan also provide halal certified food. Actually, food is arguably as much a part of a place's culture. And in addition to food, what cultural differences have you noticed between Malaysia and Taiwan during your time here? And how do you navigate and adapt to these cultural variations in your daily life?
Honestly, I'm not sure how to answer this. I think because Malaysia is a multiracial country, we have the Malays, the Chinese, the Indians, and people of various other ethnicities in Malaysia. I think things are almost the same in Malaysia and in Taiwan. I have many Chinese friends back in Malaysia too. So I'm not sure if there's a specific cultural difference that I have noticed. In terms of adaptation, probably the language. I think I need to learn Mandarin faster and harder. I wish to be able to speak in Chinese soon.
Language can really be a big obstacle when you're in a different country. But aside from that, have you dealt with any other inconveniences or challenges that were related to your religion?
In terms of religions, probably it's a bit challenging to find a place to perform my prayers when I go on a trip. For example, when within the university, I can perform my prayers at any corner without people. University also provide a praying room in the international public health department. But when I'm on a trip, it is not easy to find a place without people. And I also feel bad in case I might make anyone feel uncomfortable. I receive many questions like how many times we perform our prayers daily and when do we need to perform our prayers. So probably I could also share that for us, we need to perform our prayers 5 times daily. And as for the time, we have some sort of a schedule for it. It changes a bit depending on the season, but for summer, for example, roughly we perform our prayers once at 4 a.m., one at 1 p.m., one at 4 p.m., another one at 7 p.m., and the last one at 10 p.m.
Okay, thank you for sharing that since we really know little about the Islamic culture, and I think it's just so cool to get to know things about cultures that I'm not familiar with. And I believe that most people can totally understand and respect different cultures and religions, so don't feel bad about it. Okay, so as you may be aware of, we have a lot of international students in NYCU. So on the other hand, many students in Taiwan may also have the interest of studying abroad. So what advice would you give to Taiwanese students who are considering studying abroad or interacting with international students based on your experience as an international student yourself?
I honestly think living abroad is a valuable experience everyone should try if they get a chance to. My humble advice would be to be open to accept differences and enjoy the time when you are abroad. If you have any difficulties, reach out for help. There are many kind people out there like Tin and Catherine. So do not be scared to ask for help. They are very kind. As for interacting with the international students, I think the basic rule would be the same as making a new friend. Language might be a barrier, but I think if both tries, we can all make friends starting with a smile and maybe a simple hi.
I couldn't agree with you more. I'll keep these words in mind and try them out next time when I get a chance.
And thank you so much for today. I really had a great time.
And that's all for today's podcast. Do you have any experience of spending time getting along with international students? You can share your thoughts or experience with us by writing an email to bmse.emi@gmail.com. bmse.emi@gmail.com.
And if there's any topic you're interested in, please let us know and perhaps we'll be talking about that in the future. So Atiqah just told us about how to say goodbye in Malay. So we're gonna end this episode with it. So that's for today's Wassup NYCU, and we will
Sampai jumpa lagi.